Remember in the last video I talked about the future self and what we could be doing today that will make the future self happier, or what we could do today that will make life easier for the future self. So before I leave the city, I'm just trying to get things in order so that when I come back, I'm not going to be like, ew, who left the dishes in the sink? Oh, it's me. Yeah, I'm just cleaning up, just last minute bits so that everything is in order. So when I come back, I'll be like, oh, I can grab my tea and relax. Just going to premiere this video. It would have been the vlog before this video, so make sure you check it out.
Hey everyone!
Grab your tea. And relax. It's actually so good. Today I'm drinking a tea. I don't actually know what tea bags it is because I found it locally. By locally, I mean the hospital accommodation, because this is where I am right now. Today has been tiring and exhausting at the same time. It's funny because when I'm traveling, I'm not moving much. Having said that, I have traveled a few hours in order to come here. The first thing I did when I got here, I'm not even gonna lie, is I crashed. I needed to sleep, especially in context of the fact that I'm working a night shift today. I'm sipping up because I need the caffeine in my system before I actually get to work, and I need to be in work in around 15 minutes. Just before I went to bed, I oiled my hair and I've just showered now. So my hair is a little bit wet and I don't think it's going to dry on time before I have to go into work, but I'm going to try and take some knots out. It's either that or I eat the cheese that's in the oven right now. Decisions. I was a bit naughty and I had promised my friend lunch before her shift, which started at 2 p.m. I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot about it. There was a bit of a miscommunication on text messaging, but ultimately she came around and we had burgers together. Yes, I made it from scratch. I recently bought caramelized onion chutney from M&S and it actually works so well with this burger. I think the whole theme of it is a little bit on the sweet side, so with the onions, the barbecue sauce, the brioche, it's all sweet and I have a sweet tooth, so I'm all for it. My friend really enjoyed it, so I think it's a win. Really, this tea is so good. I think it's because I put sugar in it. The older I get, the more I realize the need to stay healthy. Well, that, plus the fact that I did get unwell a few months ago. So I'm trying to prioritize healthy eating, and cutting down on sugars is one of the ways that I've been doing that. Which does mean I've been having tea without sugar. I know my community is gonna send for me, but allow me, spare me for a little bit. It's all in the name of good health and well-being. You know, I've got to practice what I preach. So a little bit more about my work. This is a hospital that I've spent some time working at. It's nowhere close to home, but I feel like it functions so well in the department that I work in. I feel like me as a doctor, I'm doing my job as a doctor. I'm seeing patients, I'm putting my skills to good use. There are other places I've worked at where the role of doctor isn't quite as defined. So then in my job, I'm oftentimes doing the roles of other people, and these are not roles that I feel comfortable doing. One important aspect of being a doctor is working within your remit. And me being a locum doctor, the fact that I have the freedom to work when I want, where I want, I thought it's only fair to my physical, mental health that I work somewhere that's actually good for me, somewhere that I'm happy to work, somewhere that I can see myself going back to, even if it's many hours away.
Let me tell you something. 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 Wait.
The way I see it is when I'm working in London, where even though I'm going home, where I get food, clothing, love, attention, affection, comfort, heat locally, I'm really not doing many things between my shifts. I'm just recovering. So the way I see it is whether I'm recovering in between my shifts away from home or whether I'm doing that from home, it doesn't really make a difference. But it's a couple of shifts to do consecutively. And then when I'm done here, I will go back to London, inshallah. Let's go check on the cheese. There's my cheese waiting here while I'm allowing it to cool. I'm going to get changed. I'm ready. This is what I'm wearing. One of my colleagues calls me pink scrubs and I clearly have no idea why. I'll see you in my break. Alright guys, I'm just heating up my pan here. I've got a literal half an hour. The time starts from when I say I'm going on break. So I have a few minutes of sacrifice to walking over to where I'm going to make my food. And then I have to include the time it takes for me to get back as well. And to eat. If I made something warm, I have to wait for it to cool down. So I have to be very, very time efficient. Which is the reason why on this pan, I'm going to fry everything. Everything. I know for sure that if I were to show you the food that I'm eating, it's going to work against me when I'm looking for Rishta in the future. But because this is a realistic vlog, I have to show you what I put together in just one pan. I'm aware that it looks really sad, but I'm at that stage in life where I'm chasing nutrition rather than appearance of food. Though having said that, I do try and make sure my food is yummy. Today I'm experimenting with beef rashers. It's okay, although I think I prefer either lamb or turkey hashes. Halal, of course. I've got my leftover camembert in the oven. I didn't find time to finish it, but I've been thinking about it the whole time. I also thought that it would go really nicely with some meat that I recently cooked that I brought with me. Would have been perfect on keto, but I have to watch my calories a little bit more when I'm on a balanced diet. On the way to work, I'm also going to take a blended shake. It's got loads of different nutritious vegetables in there. The reason is because, as you've seen in my foods, I don't really eat vegetables individually, so I tend to just blend them all together and just inhale them. If you're interested in exactly what I put, let me know in the comments below and I can talk about it in a future video, inshallah. Here it is. Here is the milkshake. Unfortunately, the avocados did not do too well at all. It wasn't wise buying avocados from Lidl, or was it Co-op? The colour is way different to what I'm used to. It's actually got a pinkish colour. Can you guess what leaves I put in? The lighting is not doing me any good right now, but it's time to go back to work. That's my night shift done. I can let my hair down now. It's now bedtime, but I make it a habit to actually wind down properly after a shift. And that's because if I were to sleep straight away, I find that I'm very much alert and I end up dreaming about work. So when I wake up and I have to go to work, I feel like I've not had a break at all. And I'm sure a lot of you guys might be able to relate. If you can, let me know in the comments below. Obviously, this is an issue that's not new to me, so for the last few years, I make it a habit that I stay up for around 2 hours after my shift, just doing things that help me unwind. At the moment, I'm watching something called Gorulus Osman. It's a Turkish drama. For ages, I thought it didn't have any English subtitles, so I would just watch it and not understand the words and would just try and get the gist of things. Oh my gosh, look at the sunrise. This is my new microphone, by the way. My other one was twitching and it kept not picking up audio, so I had to order this new one. Got no volume in my hair right now, oh my goodness. So yeah, as I was saying, it's really important that after work I wind down. It really helps me to get proper, good quality sleep. Otherwise I'm just dreaming about work in my sleep, and then when I wake up and it's time to go to work, I feel like I've just not had a break. And I really used to be against watching movies because I'm like, okay, that's a waste of time. But I have realized it has a really good effect, for me at least, of helping me just think about other things outside of work. Then again, whenever I am at work in the last 15-20 minutes or so, I always try to wrap things up and I ask myself, okay, is there anything that I might have missed or anything that I might think about after I leave this setting and go home? If there are, then I try to address those things. For instance, one of my patients, I thought she had something quite common, but then there's like this really niche condition that I couldn't rule out. So I discussed it with my consultant rather than going home and then overthinking things, which sadly I know a lot of doctors do go through. The overthinking that happens after they've gone home because they've been too busy or too occupied to deal with things at work and they just want to get home on time. How I see it is if I go home early or on time and there are things on my mind that I haven't addressed that are work related, instead of relaxing at home, I'm going to be working while I'm at home. And I know working from home is all dreamy and that, but not in this context. And yeah, that's really helped me, and it's something I've been practicing since my first year of being a doctor. And so I think I'm in a good position to talk about that. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was useful to you. I'm literally so delirious because I really need my bed right now. And I'm surprised I'm even able to string sentences coherently at this point. If you have any questions about my life or my journey, then either email me, message me on Instagram, or just comment below. Commenting below would be the best course of action because firstly, it would help promote my videos. And secondly, it might open up the question to other people as well so that they can jump in. And also if your question is actually quite common, it might help people feel less alone on their journey. I'm hoping that from my YouTube channel we can make a community where we share our experiences with well-being, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, and that together we can grow, learn from each other and become more resilient. I'll see you in the next one.